the Mets need to decide, though, in the next couple days what they're going to do. They need to decide if they're going to be buyers or sellers.
Most likely, sellers.
Sadly. I don't know. I want to say that they're going to be buyers, but they need help in the bullpen dramatically. Because if they don't get a closer, then I'm sorry, Met fans. This team doesn't have a chance in hell, a chance in the world of making the playoffs. Their bullpen absolutely sucks. Their bullpen is atrocious, and I would love any Met fan to call up and try and argue with me that they will make the playoffs with this current team. 201-430-2119. Who should the Mets go after? They definitely need some type of closer. Is Houston Street going to be made available by the San Diego Padres? Could Francisco Rodriguez possibly come back to the Mets and close out games for them? A lot of people out there need. I want to know what the Mets are going to do because they, like I said, they need a closer in the worst way possible, just for them to make a playoff push. Because with this team currently, it ain't happening. Not happening, son.
What happened with K-Rod?
He punched his father-in-law in the face like a couple years ago,
and then
the Mets suspended him, and so they got rid of him.
Okay.
They traded him.
He's
traded him to
pitching
Milwaukee.
for Milwaukee. Okay.
Yeah, he's like their 8th inning guy.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Jeremy. I actually asked Jeremy specifically to put the picture of the Mets T-shirt up for the Mets.
The New York Mets?
Just for the simple fact we were talking about them, and I feel like that T-shirt fits appropriately right now.
It definitely does fit appropriately right now.
But I like Jeremy puts in the chat room, the Mets will make the playoffs next year. Thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate that. Look,
Well, it's possible.
Look, I really don't see them making the playoffs. I really just am hoping for them, like I said earlier in the month, that they just stay competitive. Make it that teams don't just say, oh, we get to play the Mets this series. Awesome. We're going to get 2 out of 3, maybe 3 out of 3. Like, be competitive. Be a team that some people are not excited to play, I guess you would say. I can't stand the fact that the Mets are the Mets, I guess you'd say. It's hard being a Mets fan, man. It's hard. You
gotta say though, Sandy Alderson, the Mets GM, isn't gonna catch any heat for another year or two because this was a 3-4 year project for him. So this year, everybody thought the Mets were about a 75-win team, maybe even less. So they're above pace right now. They're playing better than everybody thought they would.
Well, all right. I mean, if you put it, and I know what you're saying too, because when the season started, nobody even really expected to sit there and talk about the Mets being relevant in the, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Nobody. All right, there you go. Nobody was really expecting them to be relevant in the playoff race, and they're relevant. Like this series against the Dodgers is pretty big for your wild card standings and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? When it really comes down to it, we're almost in August. So that means we've got 2 months of regular season baseball left. So when it really comes down to it, almost every series you're getting into at this point is pretty serious.
At this point, yes.
So if the Mets want to make the playoffs, they are going to need to step it up in a lot of ways. Me personally, I would like to see them, if they can't make the playoffs, be the spoiler. Make sure the Braves don't make it.
Collins is definitely going to have this team playing to be spoiler. Absolutely.
That's what I think I would at least like to see. Play spoiler. And real quick, that's one of the reasons I sort of lost my distraction. Miss Sarah Levy put in, is it better or worse than being a Cowboy fan? It is worse being a Mets fan than a Cowboys fan.
You're crazy.
It is. And I say that simply for the fact that as a Cowboys fan, there's a lot more people out there to show, a lot more shoulders to cry on, I guess you would say. I feel like there's more Cowboy fans than Met fans. So it's a lot easier to have people, I guess you say, hang with you and be miserable with you.
See that
compared to the Mets?
That's funny because I actually wrote in there the opposite. I thought you were going to say that it's worse being a Cowboy fan than a Mets fan because at least Dallas, nowadays, they put a product onto the field that you expect to win, and you guys can't win a damn thing. The Mets don't put a good product on the field, and you expect them to lose. And they do that willingly. They just bend over and take it, the Mets.
They bend over and take it. That is terrible.
But, yeah, getting back to baseball, I mean, the Mets really do need a closer in the worst way possible. Pixel Junkie writes in the chat room that their goal should be to have a better record this year from last, and that, build from there and tweak it. And I agree with that. And he also wrote a little earlier in the chat room that the Mets need to just not do anything, dip into their own system. And I agree with that, too. They have two of the potentially best prospects in baseball with Matt Harvey and Zach Wheeler. So Met fans are definitely a little eager to see them two come up, possibly by the end of this year, but probably not going to happen until next year. So Met fans, wait till 2013. You'll get a nice idea of these two great young starting pitchers.
I actually like Gummy's question, and I think that I'd like to hear your response as well. Gummy writes in the chat room, because Met fans are giving up, do you think that is affecting their game due to fans are the energy in each player of each game?
I'm going to say no, because at the beginning of the year when they had no fans, they came out balling.
See, actually, that's actually a good point. They had nobody in the stands, and they jump out to a nice start.
They got off to a nice start, and that's what brought everybody into the stands, because they're like, oh, this team's competitive, and and now they're coming back down to earth.
Well, yeah,
it's the baseball averages balancing themselves out.
Yeah, and now you're really trying. Now it's really a what's it called? Now it's based on who's pitching almost. Now people are definitely trying to go to the games where Dickey's supposed to pitch.
Yeah, Dickey, Santana,
and even maybe Neese. I mean, I think Neese would probably be the one pitcher that only certain fans will go because they really like Neese. Other fans might not like Neese as much.
Sarah F. and Leafy writes stage fright.
Possibly. Too many fans in the crowd.
Too many fans. I can't play good anymore. Too many fans. That's pretty funny.
2013, really more like get the DeLorean and go back to the 80s and bring those guys to teach them how to hit a ball. That Dark Knight writes that about the Mets. I like that, Dark Knight.
That's pretty funny.
Getting the DeLorean, baby. Getting the DeLorean. That's why I love HBO lately. Been rocking Back to the Future, all three movies, on a nightly basis. Real funny. It's awesome. But, so yeah, Mets win against the Nationals, start a series against the Dodgers this weekend. The Mets are at a point now where they pretty much have to try taking 2 out of 3. At least when they play the
Dodgers
teams playing in the wild card competition, I guess you would say. You want to try and get one of those 2 spots. That's their goal. Are they going to? Probably not, but that's their goal.